You know what? I'm not going to wait till I calm down. I'm just going to say what I need to say here. With that in mind, I will be bringing up very, very sensitive discussions about grooming, toxic traits like the one you see before you, abuse, neglect, marginalization, enablement, victim shaming, and so on. If these are topics that are or discussions that are difficult for you, I don't blame you. Click out of this video, come back at another time to see something else, because I don't want you to be re-victimized by anything that I have to say. I don't want to bring up any bad feelings for you. But I've had enough of this person's crap. So I will be speaking probably in an elevated voice. I will be swearing. I'm really pissed off. I'm really pissed off. And I think my full borderline rage is at the tip of my tongue at this moment. So I will give you a minute to click out if you need to. Okay. This bitch right here. This one. The toxic train herself. It's official. She's canceled herself. She's canceled herself. This was her standing ovation. Not standing ovation. This was her goodbye. Right here. Right here. She made sure that she can never, ever face anybody again in her videos. She can't do it now. She can't. And if she does, we've always known how shameless she is. This I did not expect. Not once in here did she apologize for her behavior in a sincere way that was meaningful. Adam has spoken out against this, and it must be fucking triggering for him. I went there and commented on this video. I commented directly. She is an unconscionable and despicable human being. She's mocked her detractors. She's mocked her victims. She's made a complete mockery of people's suffering, of people's pain, of people's experiences. The word toxicity should never come out of her mouth. Her entire being is comprised of this toxic hatred and anger and resentment. That is Colleen Ballinger's fucking problem. Not her victims, not the detractors, not people who are speaking out. Her continual disrespect for the people she harmed. It's unfathomable. It's intolerable. It's depraved. And any of you, like me, who have been through this kind of gaslighting, this kind of refusal to accept responsibility, to be shamed, to be called a liar, to be all of this, when we've experienced this is so fucking triggering beyond belief. It is so triggering. It is so awful. My borderline rage is through right now. Luckily, I have resources, I have family, I have friends, I have things to look forward to and stuff. And I have ways to cope with this. But a lot of people don't. This is going to injure A lot of people. Colleen doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck if she comes on here and makes up excuses and calls her victims toxic, and her manipulative position, like, I would just talk to my besties like this, or whatever the crap it was. Give me a fucking break. She was associating with children inappropriately. She knows better, and she should have had restraint. She should have gotten help at that point if she thought she was going to do that. The point of the fact of the matter is that she didn't give a fuck about them because she knew they were powerless. She knew that they appreciated her attention. She knew these kids were in vulnerable positions. She knew there was a power dynamic here of which she had complete control. This bitch knew it! And she still fucking did what she did. How dare she? How dare she come out and post this crap? You know, I'm not even surprised. It was probably better for her to keep her goddamn mouth shut than come out with this crap. No, her victim, and I want to make a correction, her victims are not the toxic train. People like me who speak out aren't the toxic train, on the toxic train. We've worked very hard not to be a part of that. Colleen, however, hasn't. She knows better. The fact that she keeps infantilizing herself is just absolutely irresponsible and disgusting. For all the talk about feminism and all the talk about female empowerment, women empowerment and support, bunch of crap, because she doesn't. She still infantilizes herself, and especially when she is in trouble, and she is in serious fucking trouble here. And she has refused to address her victim. She's refused to call back the stands from threatening people who speak out against her. She uses people to manipulate, to get people on her side to do her bidding, to do what she wants to do, so she can have this realm, this what do you call it, force field of protection. She doesn't care who she fucks over and hurts and damages. This woman should not be on YouTube. And all the other people like her who do this shit. So tired of fucking society enabling these people to harm people, to hurt people, to abuse them, to mistreat them. I am so tired of it. And when is it going to stop? When is it going to be enough? Why isn't YouTube stepping in with this? Why is she still allowed to go on tour to do all of these things? Why aren't people canceling her shows? I mean, the last I checked, I saw on the Miranda channel that she still has shows scheduled. I don't see any cancellations yet, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. She still has millions of subscribers. I don't fucking understand it. But I'll tell you what gives me hope. I'll tell you, for me as a person who's absolutely fucking triggered by this because of my own experiences, I don't have the experiences the victim have with her. I deeply empathize. They deserve my empathy. There is enough proof, evidence, everything, at least for me, to believe them. All the patterns of behavior, all the patterns of the feelings, it's clear. It is very clear. And the power play that Colleen is doing is pretty classical for a person in her position who abuses their power, who abuses people's trust. And those young adults speaking out now who are minors who are affected looked at Colleen and wanted that responsible adult to come through. And even if they wanted to have a cool celebrity friend, okay, that they wanted to be a part of her world, they loved her character, it doesn't matter. Colleen had the responsibility in her hands to keep a very thick wall between herself and these children. But she didn't. You don't become besties and buddies with teenagers, with children. You don't. I don't care, Colleen, if you have the emotional fucking level of an adolescent. I do. And I don't fucking groom kids. I would never do that. I would never do it. I would never want a child to go through what I fucking went through. They should be able to have responsible adults who will protect them. People should be able to take their children to an entertainment, a supposedly child-friendly entertainment venue, and expect their children to be protected, to be safe, to be enjoying it without being looked at as part of the filthy fucking show. Your character was not meant to be for children. She had too many adult themes. I know it's an extension of you. I know this is what you would have been if there were no constraints. And it's not because you felt the need to be decent to separate that or anything. It's because you're an asshole. And there was another YouTuber by the name of AKA Star, a content creator who addressed the red flags. I was thinking some years ago when the YouTube children's ad revenue or whatever, the children's programming changed, or the guidelines for that changed on YouTube. I remember that video that you made about speaking out against it. I remember that you had some problem with it. Now, AKA Star showed us the video, and in it you made this fucking absurd claim that predators had more access to children with these videos because of the ads or whatever. I don't know. A predator doesn't give a fuck about the ads. They give a fuck about having access to people's children. You don't think that when you went parading your children on your own channel, or doing the weird videos you did with your nephew that was pointed out in another video made several years ago, don't you understand that kind of weird comedy and behavior isn't commensurate with being a good role model for your child? I don't understand it. What the fuck is wrong with you? So ridiculously absurd to even say that. And that content creator was right. And I agree. You were pissed off because it would have affected how you would have run your channels and how your relatives and your siblings would have run their channels. And making money you guys wanted to be able to make money off of shoving your children in front of the camera. Your children as it is in your videos, your past videos, honestly, they don't have, when do they have private time? One of them has been, I mean, all of them have been in your content, in your stuff for the whole duration of their lives. You even had one of them on stage with you, if not all of them, in that show. I would not have had a baby or a toddler in those shows. But that's a different story. The fact of the matter is that this despicable, awful piece of crap that you posted. Hi. Hi. Not, we need to talk. I need to come clean. I need to be accountable. I need to address some things. And then be an adult. What you did was shitty. It was in the smack in the face of not just your victims, but for a lot of us who have been harmed by people like you that seek out to destroy and harm children, to hurt them. I can't believe you, Colleen. I just can't believe you. I cannot believe your behavior. It's despicable, deplorable, unconscionable. You're filthy lying. You're gaslighting. Toxic train. Yeah, the toxic train cancels herself, and you canceled yourself, Colleen.